you doing? It is Matt Casner, and I want to welcome you to today. Hey, are you stuck in the middle of the pricing game, not knowing exactly what to charge for your services? Aim too low and leave money on the table, or shoot too high and scare away the business. Well, stick around. I'm going to give you some practical advice that will show you how to get your price perfect and show you how to increase your price as you go along. Hey, my name's Matt Casner. I'm the founder of Freelance on Fire, and I help and I coach purpose-driven professionals to go from employee to boss by showing them how to turn their valuable skills and experience into profitable and rewarding freelance business so that they can enjoy the freedom of being a successful, independent entrepreneur while serving their clients that they love. Okay, so I want to talk to you today about pricing. There are a lot of questions that I get as a freelance coach, but pricing is probably one of the biggest questions that I get. People don't know what to charge, and there's a lot of insecurity when it comes to pricing because we're putting a price tag on ourselves. We're putting a value onto ourselves, and so that can be scary, and you just don't know where to start. If you're a young freelancer and you're just getting started, then that can be intimidating. Or maybe you've been playing around and you've tried some prices out and you haven't really found one that works, or you're afraid that you maybe haven't got the right strategy. I get it. As a young freelancer, I remember, pricing my services, and I'm going to tell you some real practical advice. It's going to come from my experience, but also from some things that I picked up along the way from other people that have really helped me understand what pricing is all about and how we can get comfortable with our pricing and earn a good living. I think at the end of the day, we're all interested in being successful. I know that I would not be freelancing right now if I was not able to provide for my family, if we were not able to have things like insurance and be able to take vacations. When I left my corporate 9-to-5, I had the security of a paycheck. I had the security of benefits. And going into freelance, not quite so much. And that's some things that we all have to figure out. And it took me a while to get where I'm at today. And I'm here to offer you some advice to maybe help shorten that road a little bit for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with you 3 things that I think are key to knowing how to not only know the perfect price for your services, but actually know how and when to increase your prices, okay? And I think it's also important for us to talk a little bit about what is really what we're selling and what are people really paying for when they hire us, okay? So let's dive into this, okay? What I want to do first is I want to share with you just a very simple way of coming to your perfect price, okay? And this is something everybody can do. Doesn't require an advanced degree or anything like that. It's some simple math, okay? All right, so here's what I want you to do, okay? I want you to get a spreadsheet out or a piece of paper or whatever it is that will let you, write some numbers down, take some things down. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a list, okay? And on this list, you are going to outline every expense you have, okay? Now, you're going to think about things like, your rent or mortgage, insurance, food, entertainment, utilities, water, electricity, gas, internet, whatever that might entail, car payments, car insurance, health insurance, whatever it is that's coming out of your paycheck or an invoice or a bill that you're paying every month. You need to be crystal clear on what that is. because the bottom line of that is what your expenses are. Okay, so at the bare, if you are working in a 9 to 5, you're going to have your expense of your paycheck is included. So you're not going to have that in your expenses. However, if you are you're not currently employed, or if you're freelancing full time, then you need to, at the end of that, tack on whatever paycheck you want to pay yourself. And so to figure that out, what you need to do is you need to figure out, what you want your income to be. So your list of expenses, what you have to cover in terms of cost. Then you need to go over and determine, how much money am I going to have to make to cover those expenses? And then do I want anything on top of that? Do I want to make any additional that I can put to savings, that I can invest for retirement, anything like that? So you need to get clear on that as well. All right. And I want you to do this for 1 month. Figure out what your expenses are for 1 month. All right. Then what I want you to do is I want you to add 30%. Okay. Because 30% is going to be what you're going to pay to the government when they ask you to pay your taxes. Okay. So we want to make sure that that's covered too. We want to make sure that that's part of our plan. All right, so we've got our list of expenses plus 30% plus whatever on top that you want to make as your profit, your income that you can then reinvest, you can save. Okay, so that number, when you've added all those things together, that number is what you are going to have expense-wise for the month. All right, so then what you need to do is you need to divide that number by the number of hours that you want to work per week or per month. Okay, so if you want to work 20 hours a week, then you divide that number by 80. So 20 hours per week times 4 weeks in a month, right, is 80. So you're going to divide that to find out what your hourly rate's going to be. Now, if you're freelancing, and I can tell you that I was like this way. There were times when I worked way more than 40 hours a week. And that wasn't my desire. My desire is always to work less. But as I was getting started, as I was learning, as I was growing, as I was gaining new clients and I was doing work, I would go over that 40 hours. But you have to understand that not all those hours are billable. There's a lot of time that we're going to spend doing work for ourselves, our own promotion, our own education, setting up our own internal business. Those are tasks that we don't get paid for. So what I'm talking about now, when you divide that number by the number of hours that you're going to work, those are the number of billable hours. So if you want to work 20 hours a week, that would be billable time. Okay, that's time that's billable to the client. Maybe it's 25, maybe it's 30. But I do want to caution you, don't book all your time, because you want to leave some time in your weekly schedule to take care of administrative tasks, to actually take care of your business. If you don't leave any time in your business to actually grow your business, you're not going to have a business for very long. And trust me, you don't want to be figuring out your budget and paying your bills at midnight or on the weekends or time when you'd like to be with your family. That's just not a good place to be. Okay, so there you go. Make a list of all of your expenses, your monthly expenses. Add 30%, which is going to go to the government tax time. Okay, and then add another 10, 20, 30%, whatever you want to make in terms of a profit. Money that you can invest, that you can put in money for savings, for rainy day, that you can start to invest in for your retirement, vacations, all that sort of thing. All right. So that gets you to a number. When you find out what that hourly rate is, that's your number. Now, if that number is too high, then you need to go back to your list of expenses and start trimming things. All right. Start taking things out of your budget that you don't necessarily need. And I can tell you that as a freelancer just getting started, I did that. I had to whittle down my monthly expenses and things that I really didn't have to have. so that my my requirements in terms of how much I had to sell would be less. Okay, that makes sense? Okay, so that's the first thing you do. That's how you get to really your perfect number. Now, you know, based on kind of your situation, cost of living, and things like that, it might be go up or down. But generally, that's going to give you a ballpark place to start. Okay, so then what happens? So then you start selling your services, and you start with that rate. Okay, and that's a fair rate because that is covering you and your expenses. Now, let me say this. That is simply a starting point. Okay, it's a place that pays you and allows you to meet your monthly obligations and allows you to get started. Okay, but listen to me when I say this, that where your real value is and what your ultimate price can be as a freelancer ultimately isn't in what you can do. It's not really tied into your services per se. What you are worth as a freelancer is directly tied to the problems that you solve. Okay? When I just recently had a new roof put on my house, we'd had some damage to it, and so I went out and I looked for a reputable roofer. And when I was talking to this roofer, I didn't ask him how well he could pound a nail. I didn't ask him what his ladder climbing skills were. I simply asked him, are you able to put a new roof on my house because my house needs a new roof, and what's it going to cost me? Okay, so when I got this bid, he shows me, you know, what it's going to take to get this new roof on my house, and he doesn't show me, you know, his hammer skills or his ladder climbing skills. He shows me a solution to my problem. And at the end of the day, that's what I was paying money for. I was paying money for someone to come in and solve my problem. All right. If that guy would have told me that, hey, I can also work on your car, I would look at him and I'd go, well, which are you? Are you a roofer or are you a mechanic? Because honestly, I don't doubt you, but I think it's highly unlikely that you're probably going to do both very well. Okay, I was able to look up this guy's website and see that he had done lots of other roofs in the past, and I had perfect confidence because he had track record. And that is something, my friend, that you want to start right now. Build your track record. Get some clients working for you at your minimum billable rate. Get as many of them as you can and start solving problems. The more clients that you can get in and the more clients that you can solve problems for, okay, you are creating a track record for yourself. And that track record is what is going to get you more work. That track record is going to speak to the problems that you can solve and how well you can do them. Okay, people are really not going to care what you're, you know, that you have some killer Photoshop skills or that your skills with WordPress are crazy good. Okay, if they can look at your portfolio and look at what other clients have said about what you're doing, trust me, that is going to be worth more to them and going to be better for you in terms of getting paid because your client is going to see that if I hire this person, they are going to help me get results, i.e. solve my problem. Okay, so I want you to reframe as you're getting started as a freelancer and you're pricing your services. Start with your minimum, price and start serving clients, start serving problems, because here is number 3. This is how you are able to never guess about raising your rates. As you start to fill up your freelance pipeline, okay, as you start to serve clients and you start to solve problems and you start to get results for these clients, then you're consistently going to be building business, okay? Hopefully some of those clients that you had early on are going to come back and buy from you again, which is going to be this cyclical, this type of recurring revenue that's going to kind of snowball in your business. And it starts out slow, but over time, as you build confidence, as you're able to solve more problems faster, your productivity is going to go up. You're going to find more clients along the way. They are going to pay you. You're going to solve their problems. They're going to have confidence. And you're going to have this combination of finding new customers and solving their problems and taking care of existing clients and helping them solve more problems. And see, the wonderful thing about this is that you start to compound your growth potential. Okay, now when that happens and you start to fill up your calendar, as your schedule starts to fill out past week 1 into week 2, possibly into week 3, you are at a point where you should start to raise your rates. Okay, so what I recommend is, as you start to fill your development calendar, that means there's demand for your services. That means that there is people are paying you what you're asking for the services that you're providing and the problems that you're solving. Okay, so at that point, there is an opportunity for you as you bring on new clients, as you add them to your calendar, to slowly, incrementally raise your rates. Okay, don't go from 0 to 50, go from 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 20 in smaller increments, because when people buy from you and you tell them that you're busy and you'll need to schedule that work out, subconsciously what that tells the buyer is that, okay, this person's busy, they're working for other people, which means they must be good and worth the wait. So subliminally, you're telling your potential clients that, yes, I am worth it, and I'm willing to do the work for you, but you need to go, to get in line. Okay, I'm serving other people first, and that's a terrific place to be in, my friends, because that creates an incredible value proposition for you. Okay, that puts you in a great position to be able to control how you charge. So, case in point, over the last 12 months, I have raised my rates 4 times. Okay, as my schedule continues to fill, I'm finding new clients. As I'm bringing these new clients on, I'm increasing my rate with them. And guess what? People want to work with me because they know what I can do and they know the problems I can solve. And to date, money has not been a big issue. Okay, people will pay to have their problem solved. I needed a new roof on my house. Okay, it cost several $1,000s. Okay, they were done in half a day. All right, it didn't take very long, but guess what? I paid that check and I didn't think twice. Okay, because I needed to have a good roof on my head or over my head, and I wanted to make sure that it was done right. Okay, all right. So what you can do is great. But the problems that you can solve for your customers is where the real value in your price lies. Okay, so let's just recap. If you don't know what your perfect price is, figure out your expenses. Okay, add for the 30% for taxes, add for your profitability, for savings, retirement, vacations, whatnot. Okay, that's your total. Divide that by the number of hours that you want to work per month to get your hourly rate for that month. Okay, that's where you start. Then you start serving clients, start solving problems. Okay, then eventually you're going to build a track record and you are going to create this desire for people to work with you, and your value is going to go up because you are staying busy. Okay, so leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought was the best takeaway from this lesson for you. And I'd be glad to connect with you. If you are just getting started as a freelancer, I need to let you know about something. I have a free training that I have been offering to new and existing freelancers who have no clients, who have no products, and have no experience selling. Okay, I'm offering a free training at the end of this month. It's called the $1,000 in 3-day challenge. Let me throw some information up here. And it is absolutely free. But I will say this, you need to get in now, because at the end of this month, when I run this challenge, this will be the last time that I do this challenge for free. As soon as this challenge is over, I am pulling this challenge off in its existing state, and it's going to get remodeled, and it's going to go back up as a course, and I'm thinking about a price between $3.99 and $4.99. Okay, to go through this class that I'm offering to you right now for free, but you've got to go to the website 1k3days.com, get on the wait list, and get started, because I'm going to teach you how to get started as a freelancer, not just the pricing, but I'm going to show you how to create a product using the skills and services that you have, how to find your perfect client, and how to sell to them. Okay, all in one course. If you think that sounds great, then I'd love you to join me. I've been able to help lots of freelancers get started and have some amazing success with no experience at all. All right, so there's your invitation, my friends. I want you to check that out. Also, I want you to come check out my free Facebook group. I've got a Facebook group just for freelancers. It's a place where we share information, and I love to be in a community where there are other people who are on the same path. And we are, it's a great group. I want to invite you to that. It's facebook.com/groups/freelance on fire, and the link is right there. Okay? All right, my friends, I want to wish you the very best. I want you to go out there and be the very best that you can be. Be who you were created to be. All right? So until then, have a fantastic day.